What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV podcast. I am Joel Friday. Bienvenido. Welcome to the show. Amazing stuff. It is Thursday. This is my last day of the week. So I am Joel Thursday. Because I am not here on Friday as far as podcast goes, right? I am not there is no JFTV podcast on Friday. It just ends on Thursday. So this is my last day of the week, but I'm back here on Monday and to start the new week. It just worked out that way. Maybe things are going to change in the future, but as of now, we're Monday through Thursday. We're live on IG and on YouTube. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Do me a favor, hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on the like, subscribe, and share button and the follow button. Tell your peoples about the show so we can get the message out. No, get the subscribers up and the message out. So make sure you guys do that now. Amazing stuff. You can call in at 888-775-3773 at any point during the show, and we can get into it. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever. You can call in at any point, 888-775-3773. And if for whatever reason you cannot call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. Send your question or comments there, or go directly to the YouTube chat and hit the super chat button and send your question or comments there, and I will read them live on air. Also, IG as well has a support button. If you hit the donation button on the IG chat, you can support the show there as well. It is appreciated. So you do have that option. Amazing stuff. Shout out to Nico, a.k.a. Nick, a.k.a. the American Anchor Baby, for helping me do some last minute running around here. Get these clips ready for you guys. I got some clips I want to play. So I want to get into it. Amazing stuff. Shout out IG and the Snake Pit and YouTube. Shout out to the Mod Squad holding it down. Vita Man says Joel's tatted up. What the? I'm so tatted. Dang. I'm tatted up. It's a Black Panther. I got it when I was 17. Underage. And I had no reason at the time why I got it. I just thought they were a cool animal. And I realized after I grew up that there's a little bit of significance that justifies it. And that's why I got the tattoo. And I don't know, at the time I just thought they were just cool looking creatures. And they kind of just always stood alone in the jungle, at least from the interpretation of the movies and the books and stuff. And I like that too. And they're a cougar, just like every other cougar, you know, the ones with the brown and black spots. Panther is actually a cougar, but the coat of a Black Panther is just a little bit darker. So it's just I guess you can call it a unique, a standout cougar, which they then gave it the name Black Panther. So it's just kind of like separate from the group, but still the same. And I just kind of thought that was cool. So that's why I have a kitty cat on my arm. Anyway, that's far from what we're getting into. Woo, we got some stuff. What's up, King Wesley? J-Rod, what's going on? Shout out. King Wesley said, after yesterday's hilarious show, I definitely had to come listen to whatever the show will be about today. Right on, King Wesley. We're getting into it. I appreciate that. We're getting into it. We got some stuff to say today. Ooh, I'm coming for the Christians. I'm coming for the Christians and anybody who identifies as anything. Any identification, I'm coming. So that's what we're getting into. And I got some clips for you guys to play. So Vitamin says, what a mess. That's hilarious. It also has clouds and a moon up here. Clouds and the moon, and he's on a rock in the ocean. So it was supposed to be like this whole thing. So I'm cool. So I don't care what you say, Vitamin. I wanted to talk about the irrelevancy of words, how words are like so irrelevant. And I've heard this, I've thought of this before, but it just like becomes clear and clear and clear and clear to me how silly words are and how they really have no meaning. And they're used to communicate, but communicate what's really going on. And a lot of people just hear the words. Most of us do. We hear the words and we just believe the words, whether it's true or not. And we attach our judgments to those words opposed to intention, opposed to the truth. And that's a big mistake. And I realized that we would also get along a lot more if we didn't hold on to these words and titles so tightly and let everything be free and flowing. So I want to play a couple clips from Jubilee. Shout out to Sean, the producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. He actually found these clips and we played them on the JLP show. If you guys didn't see it, I think it was 2 days ago. That would be Tuesday. And we discussed different things about it, James and I and Jesse. And it was pretty interesting. And I want to just add more to that. So let's see. So the first clip I want to play is, like I said, from Jubilee on YouTube. People from different religions discuss higher purpose. So for those that don't know, Jubilee is a YouTube channel. And in this video, they brought together a bunch of different people, Satanists, atheists, Muslim, Christians, and they put them all together and they see if they can like have a discussion and find common ground. And one of those topics was higher power. Do they believe in a higher power, or higher purpose, and what that means to them, and blah, blah, blah. And I want to break down something that I find very interesting about the response from a Satanist. Here we go.
I believe there is a higher purpose in life.
I had trouble with the phraseology higher purpose because that, again, that denotes, do I believe God? No, but I do believe higher purpose as in love, to give, to be generous, to be kind, to help, to heal, to be there to understand.
I didn't know it cut off like that. But anyway, in this clip, the Satanist says that he believes in a higher purpose, but not in the way that the Christian believes in his mind, right? Because obviously the average Christian believes, most people believe that the higher purpose is God and anything that has to do with God. But the atheist, the man who doesn't believe in God, right? What does he say higher purpose is to him? Love and understanding and goodness. Now, let's just pretend that he genuinely, we're going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt today. We're just going to pretend that whether it's true or not, they believe this for themselves to be true. What I'm trying to understand is what's the difference between him and the Christian? Because the Christian believes the higher purpose is God, and the Satanist believes the higher purpose is love. So just because one says they're a Christian and one says they're a Satanist, and one calls it God and one calls it love, where is there a difference? I'm not seeing the difference to me. They both believe in a higher purpose, whether true or not. They both believe in a certain entity as a higher purpose. It's the same thing. But people will, all of us do it. We get caught up in this idea of, oh, well, he's a Satanist, so this is that. Or he's a Christian, this is that. And that's the problem. But they both believe in a higher purpose. Isn't God love? Isn't God love? God is love, right? So why can't he be right? Right? Because in my eyes, it sounds like the same thing. I don't know this person out, but I also don't know the Christian. But if we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, what makes them different? They both believe the same thing. Right? So I think the problem came in on this specific clip is the fact that this guy identifies as a Satanist. And that's where people start to now disagree. But if he never identified as a Satanist or identified as anything, and these two people just came together to talk, they would probably realize that, like, oh, yeah, we believe the same thing. But then when you introduce Satanists and Christianity and these titles and these words, now your mind, which is the enemy, starts to now put everybody in these categories, now start to judge each other, now start to make it more complicated. When they both have a belief in a higher purpose. It doesn't matter what you call it. No matter what you call it, they're still believing in something, whatever it is. You can relate that they believe just like you believe. And maybe you're wrong. Anyway. So, and then I started to think too. King Wesley says God is love and Satan is hate. I don't even like that. There's obviously good and evil, right? And I guess we just have to communicate. So let me not overcomplicate that specific thing. But it's like, if we say Satan is hate, that's fine, right? But then when somebody calls themselves a Satanist, what are we going to do? Automatically go into that mindset. Oh, well, Satanists hate. When you realize, when you conversate, you're not that much different. So let me go on. Because I was starting to think about Christianity. And I was thinking, like, why do people reject Christianity so much? And, or like, at least today, right? Today. Why do people reject it so much? And I think I know why. I could be wrong. Is what it has become, the reputation of Christianity, right? But I'm going to show you guys a perfect example of why people reject it. And I hope this is the right order. Let me make sure. But the second clip is about I hope this is the right one. We'll just play it and see.
Hell is a real place.
Yeah, I believe that there is a heaven and that there is a hell, and that the gift of grace that God offers us is so generous that for those who reject it, that there has to be a place of judgment. So, yeah.
Personally, I would never worship a god that would send someone to an eternal lake of fire to be burned forever for the simple fact of non-belief, when that deity knows what it would take to convince every single person on this planet. That is cruel, it is inhumane, it is not kind, it is not generous, and that is not a God worthy of worship.
I understand that guy. I totally get it. And I agree with what he's saying. Now, a lot of people believe they're a Satanist or like something like in opposition to God, because there's people like the other Christian, and I don't know him, so but just based off of what he said, there's people who believe those things of like, well, the God said that if you don't believe, you're going to hell, right? And the Christians preach that. So what does that make God look like? It makes God look like a judgmental, evil person to them. It makes God look evil into their mind. And the Satanist is saying like, I'm not gonna worship a God that says if I doubt him, or if I'm curious and I doubt certain factual things about God, then I'm going straight to hell. Who wants to live under that type of pressure? Right? Because that's not God. That's the painted version of God that Christians of today paint. Not all of them, right? But that's what it's like. It's like, oh, if you do anything wrong, then you're going to burn in hell forever. So why would anybody want to subscribe to that? And I understand why that Satanist is like, why would I want to believe in a God that's going to send me straight to hell just because I have doubts? I have questions. I understand that. And that's probably why he's going to believe something else. Which he think he is, right? But he still believes in love, whether he knows what it is or not. He still believes in godly things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all words and all confusion. It's just all words. That's why we got to get over these words, because, you know, he called himself a Satanist, but yeah, he said he believes in love and being generous and being blah, blah, blah. It's just words. So anyway, then let me just run through these clips. There is this girl. Carver says with a super chat, Carver 531, money for the mustache wax you're gonna need for the Satanism. He had his little mustache, but that's just a thrill. It's just a thrill. He wants to be himself, and he feels like I'm just guessing, right? I don't really know. But, you know, he wants to be able to do what he wants. He doesn't want to live by rules and be forced to do. So people take that to the extreme, and now they dress up and be free and do what they want. And they're wild and all these things, because it's like, why can't I? And God says you can. But Christians say you can't. That's the problem. So there's this girl who is a Satanist, and she's kind of funny. But I'm going to play a clip of her, and she explains why she's a Satanist and why she became a Satanist. Here we go.
Lois, why are you a Satanist?
Well, I'm a Satanist because I originally started out as an atheist, but I wanted to find more ways to do advocacy work within a separation of church and state. And also, I think Satan is pretty cool. Satan is kind of a daddy. So here I am today talking about Satan.
Listen, she says because Satan's a daddy. Satan's kind of cool, right? Satan's kind of bad ASS. Oh, hopefully the kids can't spell yet. But that to be honest, I think that's a huge part why people want to like be atheist or agnostic or Satanist, because it seems like cool, rebelistic, like it seems like against the grain, right? And why? Because the thing that's been pushed upon them is perceived as judgmental. And I'm speaking about Christianity, right? Or religion in general. Judgmental. God is portrayed as judgmental, and Jesus is portrayed as weak. So who wants to follow in their eyes, right? Who wants to follow a judgmental God and a weak son? They don't. They want to go follow something that's cool and legit. And I know she's just saying cool, but she perceives Satan as that. Not really realizing, this is what people don't realize though, is that she's only believing that because she doesn't really know that God is those things that she's saying. God is those things that are like cool and confident and manly and you know, that's what God really is. That's what Jesus really was. But we don't have that interpretation. We're taught the lovey-dovey, holy, hippie version. And it is off-putting, especially the kids. Kids don't want, why would a kid want to be that? That's why they follow all these other things, all these other cool things. But that's not it. It's a false version. It's a false version. And people aren't being taught who God really is. Because if people really knew who God really was and who Satan really is, then they would always choose God, because they would see that God is the strength, God is the confidence, God is the enlightenment, God is the love, God is the peace. Satan is the feminine. God's the masculine, Satan is the feminine. And when I say that, I mean like Satan is the one that's angry. Satan is the one that's absent of the light. Satan is the one that is hateful. Satan is the one that's weak. Right? No power. Sissy. Right? Small. Always running the mouth. All these things that all people despise, that's really what that is, but that's not what it's taught in the world. You know, always in the ear, just catty, just always in your head, just saying something. Talk. The same people you're like, shut up already. That's the Satan, but it's reversed. And why is it? Because the Christians who are teaching it don't really know. I'm going to get to some calls in a second, but I say all that to say this is that this morning on the JLP show, and Sean was on there talking about he's not a Christian or he's not anything, right? He doesn't identify with those things. And the people in the chat were going crazy. And it was so interesting to see that, because, you know, as soon as everybody want to agree with Sean on other things, but as soon as Sean say he's not a Christian, now the people in the chat all of a sudden want to have a different opinion. And I know sometimes we're just having fun. I know we're just trolling sometimes. I be trolling sometimes, and it's just fun. But at the same time, there were some things in there that weren't necessarily trolling. And I say that to say that we got to really watch ourselves, because everybody just trying to flip real quick on, because Sean's not a Christian now, I'm not going to believe anything he says. But if Sean never said that, you would have been like, right on, Sean, because I seen people in the chat. You know what I mean? And words in itself, it's like the girl. It's my last example, and then I'm going to move on. It's like the girl that you're dating, right? You're getting to know her, and she's getting to know you. And she has you on a checklist, right? Ooh, if he says this or does this, I'm gone, type of thing. And as soon as you say the wrong thing, or like what she sees as wrong, she leaves and says, oh, he's not a good guy because he said this. She don't know you. She don't know nothing about you. She's getting to know you, right? But you said something that she didn't like. She already had you on a checklist, and you're gone. Bye. That's how you guys sound in the chat. Womanly. Oh, he's not a Christian, so you gotta. Womanly. That's what women do. Not the women of Bond, of course. You know what I mean? Shallow. It's a shallow way of thinking. Let go of the words. And also, guess what? You guys are not going to like this. Let go of actions, too. Actions don't mean nothing either. How many times you do something wrong, right, that you didn't mean to or you misstepped? What if God was like, okay, burning fire, hell of fire? Like, people make mistakes. People do things based off of what they believe, and sometimes those things are wrong. People make mistakes even though their intentions were good. So you can't even judge actions. You can't judge words. You can't judge actions. So then what's left? What do we judge? You don't judge. You don't judge. You can have your little opinions, but you don't lock them in as if they're absolute, because it's a setup. You go blind. You go blind, and it works against you, because that's what makes you angry. That's why we get angry, is because we have our mind made up about something, and then we believe into the thought, and we're so like tight-fisted with everything. Just let everything be free flowing. No real identity with right and wrong. No real opinion about right and wrong. Have your own opinions of what you may think. That's fine, but don't be locked in on them. Right? Because that's where the conflict comes in. I'm still learning it too, so I'm just saying this is what I believe. So know for yourself, right? But Lord have mercy. I ain't got, man, as a matter of fact, I'd rather not. I know this is not realistic. I'd rather not know what you believe in. Don't tell me. I don't want to know if you're atheist. I don't want to know none of that. I barely want to know your name. I don't even like knowing people's age. I like leaving it a mystery so the mind doesn't play tricks on you. Leave it a mystery. And you'll actually get along better with people. Who cares? Who cares? So that's all I'm saying. Anyway, Thomas says, relax, Joel. Okay, I'm going to calm down. I'm calming down. I'm calming down. Let me go to Nada. You can call in 888-775-3773. There are some lines open. 888-775-3773. Nada out of Washington State. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Joel.
What's going on, Nada?
Not too much. First time calling into your show.
Right on. Appreciate it.
But I just had a couple thoughts about, the topic you opened up with, which was, I don't know if it's the whole topic, but basically why people reject Christianity today, I guess.
Right.
And I've thought this for a while, and it might be, just my experience and my background. Couple reasons, and you did get to a lot of it, which is it's seen as not cool and not hip, right? And
right.
The devil's cool and rebellious or whatever.
Right.
But also, I think partly a lot of people who are brought up in the church and brought up in Christianity, part of it is just normal rebelling, and then also having seen maybe hypocrisy in the church,
Yeah.
in their own families, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying that that's the reason why people are rejecting it?
It seems, well, I think mainly because it's cool too, and
Yeah.
it's edgy or whatever, right?
Right.
But I think there is a big chunk of people. Well, I guess that's me speaking from my experience, right? I rejected or pretended to reject it in my younger days because I was, partially rebelling and,
Right.
just seeing people being fake
Right.
and church being fake and,
No,
and that
100%.
kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's also just it's so based off of like following a certain set of rules and like a certain set of posture you have to hold yourself and all these things instead of just being a real person. You know what I mean? Being a real person that's free to learn and grow. And the whole idea of rebelliousness, and I want to get your opinion on it, is people rebel because they want to just be free. And if people really knew that God is into choosing Him, being free to choose Him, and being yourself and learning and growing and just being aware, then people would realize that that's the very thing they think that they're rebelling against, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, again, personally, that sort of was my experience. Was, it took rejecting it or pretending to reject it and then
Right.
coming around to it myself,
Right.
and seeing it for myself. And, honestly, JLP helped a lot with that.
Yes, sir.
With seeing God from a different perspective and maybe with some thoughts. Maybe it was a little bit of confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Him putting into words thoughts that I already had. Well, I don't know that I'm supposed to listen to my thoughts, but what I sort of come to realize about things,
Yeah.
and him, basically putting it into words.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that what I always appreciated about JLP's message was just his not even his message, but just the demeanor was that he always came from like a real place. Like there was no stigma. Like he almost like removed the stigma of what a Christian is supposed to look like. And he brought it back to reality, realness. And I always respected that because you should be able to just be. You should be able to just be a normal person and not this like you know what I mean? Like not to posture in such a way that is off-putting to people and also kind of corny and cheesy. And
Yep, 100%.
JLP never came at a in a cheesy, corny way. It was more real and I respected that and I'm like, man, because I felt like I still wanted to be me and do the things that I was into, whether it be sports and whatever at the time. And but yet also want to walk with God and do the right things without having to change the way I walk and the talk and listening to rap music and or whatever the case is. Like it was all, JLP helped me realize that like it's not about changing into something you're not. It's just about being yourself, but learning and growing in God. So yeah, that was helpful to me.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate that. Nada, any last questions before I move on?
Well, not so much questions, but I'd like to say,
Yeah.
watching you, like, sort of like what I told Hake earlier, but watching you from when you started to now, I'd say it's a massive improvement, and your show flows a lot better now.
Thank you, man.
You got better topics, and you're able to manage a couple calls here and there now. So, good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you, Nada. Thanks for calling me and call me again, man.
Yes, sir. Will do.
All right. That's cool. What Christianity is missing is a real person. That's what Christianity is missing. A real person. Somebody who is just trying to discover themselves, work on themselves, be free, make mistakes, and just be. And then you could relate more to other people. People could relate to you. So, right on, Nada. Let me go to Art at Ohio. Art. What's going on, man?
What's up, Joel?
All is well.
What do you do, Joel, baby?
What's going on?
Nothing, chilling. So check this out. You said you ain't worried about none of the Christianity. You don't care if they Jehovah's Witness or the Pharaoh of Egypt or nothing. You ain't caring about none of that religious stuff, right?
Well, the reason why is because how do we know that they're even that?
Well, no, I ain't. No, I'm just saying that's what you said, right?
Right, but I'm clearing up. I'm clearing up that the reason why I say that is because we don't even know if they truly believe that or if that's even real or not. But yeah.
All right, gotcha. Okay, so you know what a supercharger is? That goes on the car, makes it sucks in the air with
for the Tesla.
In the air and
for a Tesla.
No, for they superchargers. They on the Dodge Hellcat Demons and the Hellcats or the 395s. And it basically sucks the air out and makes the engine go faster, makes the car run faster.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so you know what that is. All right, so yeah. I'm basically saying you would care about religion if when them LGBTQAIM try to throw a supercharger on your back and tell you that you Joel's a supercharged F word. You'd be worried. Yeah, you'll be worried about some religions. Then you'd be like,
you're like, what?
You'll be supercharged, dancing around, doing the two-step and everything. Everything gonna be moving faster. All right, Joel, I'm out of here.
Wait, let me ask you really quick though. What you mean? I would care like I would be like, no, you ain't gonna put that in my back. That type of thing.
Yeah. Joel just want to be a regular old American or whatnot. They trying to say you an inclusive supercharger.
But what would be wrong? But then that would be me caring about what people think and trying to change their opinions of me, though. You know what I mean? It wouldn't. Go ahead.
Well, my fault. I mean, shoot. I mean, maybe you rolling with the LGBTQAIM people. I don't know. Maybe that's what you want to.
I know what I am. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, though. So see, you know what you are, so you don't want nobody mounting no supercharger up on you and saying Joel can do a 440 flat on 20 fellas.
But who cares what they say? That's the point. It's like, why am I caring? Why am I like trying to prove to people that I'm not that, right? People are gonna always slander. If I know myself, then they can slander me and all I want, call me all these things. I know who I am, so it doesn't matter what they think, right?
You got it, man. I'm messing with you. Go ahead and transfer me back to my friend Hake so I can lollygag with Hake on the line.
Okay, right on. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll catch you later, Joel.
All right, man. But anyway, let me get to some super chats. Jessica, Satan is the pretender of all that God can actually do. Satan is a pretender of, man, deep point, Jessica. So deep. 100%. And that's why people go and chase that, is because they chase the idea. They're chasing the idea of Satan. And Satan loves ideas. That's probably Satan's best trick, right? The deception, the idea, the illusion. People chase that because the illusion that they see in their imagination is cool and daddy and hot and, tough. That's the illusion. But if they really knew themselves, their true selves, which is a piece of God Almighty within, right? If they truly knew that, then they would see that that's the real deal. That's the real deal. And Satan's is all the illusion. It's just all like fluff. And every time, including myself, every time that I believe anybody else's words or I'm judging them, I'm doing that, I'm believing into the illusion. And I'm identifying with the feminine spirit of Satan. That's what Satan does. He writes people off. Oh my God. I remember one time when I was younger, I was dating this girl. It was like my early 20s. And I was dating this girl and I went on like 2 dates with her. And we're at the movies and she started laughing, right? And she was so pretty and everything. She turned out to be a feminist now, but she's so pretty. And at the time, she was, pretty and she liked me. And then we're in the movie theaters and she starts laughing. And her laugh was so like, I don't even know how to explain it. Gross. And it was just like, kind of just crazy. And it was just like weird and like a weird laugh. And it turned me off. Right. So after that date, I like dumped her. And another story was in high school, I was a senior and I was dating this girl. And she was pretty and everything. I liked her and she really liked me. And then like, her like teeth were a little bit yellow. And they weren't yellow when we started dating, but they started getting yellow. And then I was like, started to get grossed out. I was like, you know what I mean? And I dumped her. And she was so heartbroken and so hurt because she didn't know why I never told her. And that was so wrong. It was very, like I was talking about, very like write you off thing. All I had to do was just tell her, hey, look, your teeth getting a little yellow. I ain't gonna lie. Teeth getting a little yellow. Right? I could have just said that and be real with it, but I didn't. And I just dumped her and left. And the same girl with the laugh. Like, I was judging these things that don't even matter. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you can't be like, come on. You can't be acting up like that, acting all crazy when you're laughing. But still, like, I judged it. I wrote them off. Boom, boom, boom. And that's just silly. It's shallow. It's stupid. And we're supposed to grow out of that. So it's irrelevant. It's personality. It's personality, and personalities change all the time. Personality is not even a real thing. It's not even a real thing. Nobody has everybody's personality is just based off of how we connect with each other in like a thrill-like manner, right? Whether it be funny, laughing, whether it be telling a joke. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not sinful, right? There's nothing, it's entertaining, right? It's entertainment, but that's all it is. It's just entertainment. It's not who you are. Terry said, that's how black women laugh. Yeah, like, it's not that important, though. That's the point. It's shallow. It's a shallow thing. And that's just how people are acting about these words and people's actions. It's like, that means you don't got to hang out with them. You don't got to hang out with them and be buddy and best friends and like accept and love everybody, but you don't hate them, right? You respect all. And keep your distance if you want to keep your distance. No, you don't got to hold hands and skip. Kevin House says, I have no teeth. I win. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone thinks I'm racist. Terry, you said it. You said it, Terry. And mind you guys, Terry's white. No, Terry's not racist. But who is the you who has the yellow teeth? The yellow teeth is the not you. Anyway. Let me check the super chats. Hold on. I'm going to get back to the calls. I'm running out of time. I'm almost pretty much out of time. Let me see. Joel Friday, he black. Love you, man. Love you back, David. I appreciate it. David sent a donut, which is a donation. And he says, he black. I appreciate that, David. Right on. Back at you. Nice. Let me go to Rick. Rick out of Hampton, Virginia. Welcome to the show.
Joel, my brother, what's going on with you?
All is well, Rick. How are you?
Fine. Joel, you remember that story you was going to tell? You said it was a young lady at the gym. And I don't know, you probably already told the story.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell that story. You're saying that I should tell it?
Yeah, that's what you would say. You would let
Okay.
us know the following Monday what
Yeah.
happened.
Oh, okay. So, briefly, I'll try to be brief. I was at the gym and there's this pretty girl and she was like working out like a few machines next to me. And I noticed that she's pretty and then she's looking at me and it seems like she thinks that I'm attractive. And what she does is she got the tight shirt on and she has these sweats on. But what she does, she comes and she sits next to the machine right next to me. And she takes off her sweats. Like she pulls her sweats down. And she has these real little tight shorts on. And what it seemed as if she was trying to do was get my attention so I can talk to her, right? To like make me talk to her. But it was so obvious and so out there that it just kind of like turned me off a little bit. And I didn't talk to her. I just ignored it, right? She was trying to hook me. And she kind of left, but she kind of left like abruptly, like as if she was upset about it. And I'm not too sure if that was the case, but that's what it seemed like her demeanor and her actions. But I realized in that moment that like there is this like pride that ladies have sometimes, especially if they're attractive, to open their mouth and say hi. They always think that the guy has to do it, so they try to hook them and trick them and do these things to get them to be subject to them. But if you were really interested, just say, hello and hi instead of taking the pants off. So that was the story that I was going to tell.
Wow. Here's the thing, too. What do you think about dress codes in the gym? Do you think the gym should enforce dress codes?
You see, it's a nice view.
I was just asking that, since these women like to sit up there and put men on TikTok and stuff on their ass. So, and then when women come in now, their stuff is probably only thing with men do we normally wear shirts that don't have no sleeves. That's about it.
Right.
But women coming now with tights that look like somebody's giving them a Reggie. And then, how you expect, men not to look.
Yeah.
And then they'll put you on TikTok without your permission. Is it legal for somebody to record you and then you ask them not to record you?
No, it's matter of fact, it's actually, I don't think they take it that seriously, but I mean, like the law that seriously of what you can and can't do. But technically, you're supposed to sign a waiver if you're going to be on video and you're going to promote the video. So people are, it's supposed to be against the law. I'm not sure if it's law, but there is rules to that, that you can't just be on video like that. And I'm just kidding about, I'm, laughing about the whole girls being in the gym. Because at this point, it is a little bit too far. They're almost pretty much practically naked, and they do these workouts to where it's, they're purposely revealing a lot.
How you doing?
So, But
Yep.
you know, it just shouldn't be that big of a
You too.
deal. But I got
Yeah, because what did you say, Joel?
no. Go ahead, Rick. Really quick and
Yeah, because I was just saying, you know, I don't know. I mean, we were talking about that should gyms enforce dress code. You know, that means that women probably have to wear long T-shirts they got on tight, and men will have to wear shirts that got sleeves. You know, if you would.
Yeah.
So.
I think that and I understand that too. There should be a respect level that people just have a common decency in their mind to know that, like, okay, I might be crossing the line here. But I think that there are all women's gyms and all men's gyms, and they should allow certain gyms to be free to do what they want if that's what the gym wants to do. And people can have the option to stay there or go to the secluded gym. So I wouldn't want to necessarily put a law or rule on gyms to do certain things if they choose not to. Let it be free. And if you don't want to go there, just don't go there, I think.
Oh, you know, yeah. I can go with you there.
You know what I mean?
like but it seems like the women are the ones that tend to make static.
To make what?
I'm saying the women tend to make static, you know, complain about, oh, this man is watching me. And, you know, you understand that, you know, it's like most of the men don't even say anything.
Right. And they only say that about the guys they don't want to watch them. But the guys that do want to watch them, they love it. You know what I mean? They love the attention and they love being talked to. But as soon as the guy they're not interested in comes up, he's a misogynist, he's being sexual harassment. So we just got to be careful in general about dealing with certain people, I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got women that look like men now. You don't even know, like, hey, how you doing, man? Ooh, that's a dude. You know.
I know, and that's a whole nother story. And then they're making it so they look so similar that you got to start checking IDs now. But I gotta.
Yeah.
I'm so out of time, Rick. I appreciate that.
Oh, okay, Joe. Love you, brother, man. You have a great weekend. I'll see y'all guys Sunday at church.
Right on, Rick. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Nice. Yeah. Let go of the words. I'm so over time. Let go of the words. Let go of the action. And we got to start learning to live by the Spirit. And when we live by the Spirit, then we become what we need to become. And that's it. We don't worry about all the other stuff. But I got to end. American Anger Baby's coming in. Bye.